Since it's the start of the new year, I know a lot of people are thinking about what they want to do differently this year, and starting their own business is one of those things. So I was going to do a video about that and what I would specifically do if I had no money and I was starting from scratch today. But then I started reflecting on all the conversations I've had, not only last year, but in the years prior, with social workers about what they need to know in order to start a business. And I thought I could better serve you by sharing with you some of the misconceptions that social workers come into entrepreneurship with, so that you don't make those same mistakes and we can actually get the ball rolling on your entrepreneurial journey that much sooner. Say that 5 times fast. So in this video, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. Those misconceptions that trip us up a lot of times and that can cause us to delay our journey into entrepreneurship and actually living the life of our dreams. So if this is your first time here, welcome to Rich Social Worker. I'm Eva Ford, social worker, mindset mentor, and online business coach. And on this channel, we talk all things money, mindset, and motivation to help you live your richest life. So if the topics of making a bigger impact while you're making a bigger income are of interest to you and you're not subscribed yet, you're definitely going to want to do that now, and turn on the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video like this one, where we're breaking down some of those misconceptions that social workers often come with when they're thinking about starting a new business. Now, before we get into this first one, let me just give a little disclaimer and say that I love social work. I love it so much. I've got 2 degrees, my bachelor's and my master's in social work. But the thing that I see that trips most social workers up that want to start a business is that they're social workers. No, hear me out. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, obviously. But a lot of times, we social workers, we have such big hearts and we just care so much that we get so caught up on the cause and the change that we forget the cash flow entirely. And you just can't start or run a sustainable business like that. You have to start thinking of yourself as more than just a social worker. That means when you start to create your own business and you're marketing yourself, you're not calling yourself necessarily a social worker. You're saying, like Brene Brown, you're a researcher or you're a problem solver, or you speak specifically about how you help your audience, okay? So that's the biggest thing that I see social workers having a challenge with, trying to navigate and understand how to come out of the framework of a traditional social work practice. I'm not saying that your degree is limiting. As a matter of fact, it's one of the most marketable degrees that you can have. But if we don't know how to leverage that degree, it's gonna trip you up every time. That means attending conferences and seminars and getting coaches and reading books that aren't necessarily social work focused, and then figuring out how to apply the social work lens that you have to those problems and challenges and insights that you get from that. I hope I'm being clear. Let me know in the comments if you need any more clarification. Happy to provide that. But honestly, that's the biggest challenge that I see a lot of social workers coming in with. And on that note, a second thing that trips up a lot of social workers who want to start a business is thinking that they have to start social work focused businesses. This is a challenge because, not to say that you can't start a social work focused business, but I really want to encourage social workers, to think outside of the social work box. Remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs? You've got survival needs, safety needs, belonging needs, esteem needs, and actualization. I find that a lot of social workers I talk to are mainly focused on helping people solve problems at the survival level. And you still have a whole spectrum of people with needs at these additional levels and additional price points. So I really encourage social workers to look for problems at the thriving or self-actualization level, so that you can help your clients who are in better tax brackets, who have more cash to pay you, and who also have needs that you can help them solve and get paid for that in return. If you want to take the surplus from those earnings and you want to give them back to people at the survival stage, that's fine. But if you yourself are having a challenge surviving, then you don't want to stay down there. For business, you really have to start thinking like an entrepreneur and like a business person, and really shift how you seek to serve. So just because you have a social work degree doesn't mean you have to start a social work focused business. You've got skills that maybe even you don't even realize that you have, that you can absolutely monetize. And on that note, the next thing that I see that trips a lot of enterprising social workers up is not knowing how to tap into our natural skills and abilities and propensities and market those. You might be a really good writer. Maybe you're an excellent planner. Perhaps you're really good at analyzing and organizing or managing a budget. I don't know. But let's explore that and then let's market it. You've got to be able to value your natural propensities, your natural skills, the things that people compliment you on, even outside of social work. You've got to be able to value those and be willing to charge for your services. I really want you to see your social work skills as an asset, as a bonus to your natural gifts and abilities and what you bring to the world and what you bring to the table. So I encourage social workers and all my clients to take the Myers-Briggs type indicator. That happens to be my personal favorite. And for my clients, it really gives me a perspective into what their natural propensities and skills are and what their experiences might be so that we can monetize that. And on that note, the thing that trips a lot of social workers up, we don't want to charge. We don't want to charge people high ticket prices. And that, again, I think is because I think that that the people that we're charging are people that right now couldn't afford our services and the jobs that we're doing now. But that's not what we're talking about. Now, if you've never heard of the Japanese term ikigai, it means reason for being. But it's a tool that I like to use to help social workers conceptualize what we're actually going for when we want to start a business. So on one hand, you want to do something that you love or that you're really passionate about. And you want it to be something that you're also good at or proficient with, right? Because the opposite could be true. You could really enjoy something and not be good at it, or be good at something that you don't really love. But where that intersects with what people need and are willing to pay you for, willing and able to pay you for, that is your ikigai, your reason for being, your niche, the thing that we can monetize. When we're looking at entrepreneurship, we're looking to solve problems for people who need our help and who can afford our services. So it's not going to be the same population that you're likely working with now. And that's okay. There are a lot of people in the world in a lot of different tax brackets who can afford your services, and they're looking for you. You just have to show up understanding what their issue is and offering them a solution at a price that they can understand. And yes, you have skills, you have abilities, you have experiences that will allow you to be paid. You just might not know it yet. And if you still want to give back, you can. You could do that pro bono if you want to. And when you start to see yourself as a high ticket value person, you're able to have more time freedom, more money freedom to do more of the things that you got into social work for in the first place. This is a conversation that if it's uncomfortable for you, it's at least leaning into that discomfort, figuring out what's going on, maybe getting some mentoring around it, and working through that so that you can have that rich life, have that life you love, and create that impact for the people that you want to serve. I hope you're hearing how if you don't work through these, you are going to end up sabotaging your own success. And you don't have to. Now, I'm under no delusions that what you've just heard can be hard to action, especially if this is the first time you're hearing this. Or if you've been trying to start a business and have noticed that maybe some of the things that I've shared have been tripping you up, or if you're not sure what exactly you can offer or what a business would be. And if that is you, you've got a free 15-minute call with me with your name on it. That's what I'm here for. Let's work through those barriers and blocks so that you can get to that rich social work lifestyle even faster. As always, I believe you can dream, be, do, or have anything you want, but it starts with your mindset. So make sure it's written.